Well, here we are. We're right back to where we began. Mad Lions versus Complexity here on our servers for the DreamHack Master Spring 2020. 128 ticks of pain, but also a lot of game to be played. We still need to find out who's winning this one. We need to find out our maps. We need to know everything that we can possibly know. And ultimately, we also need your vote there, or excuse me, not your vote, but your vote rather, inside of the Twitch chat using hashtag Complexity or hashtag Mad Lions. Now, that's the only way that we're really going to find out who wins this series, because the script writers themselves have based it all off of that. So just keep that in mind. And also, this is not a rerun. You also note that Potter is in the middle. What's up, Christine? Good morning.
Good morning. Man, that last series, I thought it was going to go all the way, but that third map, it was a little deflated, but it was a good start to the day. I'm ready. I'm ready for this series.
And rightfully so, Jacob. I mean, the Mad Lions, you talked about Danes. Well, guess what? I got some for you. And actually, a pretty good batch of them as well. The players in the server right here have proven that they can hang among the best. And I'm looking at players like Acor, for example.
Yeah, I'm looking at Acor, I'm looking at Bobski, I'm looking towards Config, I'm looking towards, all the players on the server. Let's be honest, there's a lot of star power on the server, and there's a lot of great players on the server, and I think there's two teams who have quite an interesting history. Mad Lions, they have fought their way up from being this Danish team. Back then, they're called Trick. They weren't really considered to be any good by most of the teams out there, and finally they made it, right? They made an organization switch after having some success with Trick, and then they come into the Flashpoint League, where they end up winning the entire thing, which is one of the biggest prize pools ever won by a Danish team outside of Australia. So kudos to them, and they finally found some success. Complexity, they kind of look towards Mad Lions and they think to themselves, we want to do what they've done. They want to build themselves up for the ground as well and want to achieve the exact same thing Mad Lions have, and that is consistency on the top level.
Well, hold on a second, because I feel like Potter is going to have some words for you, some very strong words. What do you got to say, Potter? I got your back.
I do have some strong words. I think Mad Lions, although they've got this very storied, amazing story with Trick, with Hunden leaving, new in-game leader, just new talent in Roy. But yesterday, they were underwhelming. Sure, they just won a huge prize pool at Flashpoint a month ago. But yesterday, they were supposed to show up and show us, hey, we just had a month off. We were able to practice. We didn't have any officials. So now we've got a new game plan, but they didn't show us that. Now, the individuals, they did show up. Acor, he had some nice op shots, but the rest of the crew, they were underwhelming, I gotta say.
And we're in an interesting place, right? Because Mad Lions, we just saw big play, and the Mad Lions, well, they had obviously not the greatest of times there. So if you even continue to look down this path where Complexity beat up on Mousesports the other day, they didn't have the greatest of times either when they just played big. So really, how does this mathematics problem work itself out, Jacob?
That's a good question. And I think I'll agree to Christine as far as it goes, as Mad Lions, they weren't really looking too sharp yesterday. I think Christine made a good point when she mentioned that they could be rusty after such a long period without playing Counter-Strike. So right. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and then I hope that they turn up in a great shape today and they had the rust played off yesterday.
Yes, indeed, which we can't even play this game without knowing what maps, right? So I suppose that we should get into the map Vetoes. That's right, best of 3 right here on our hands. But also, maybe we should just hear from the teams before we even consider any of that. Do it.
We haven't faced Complexity in an official match before, but we have practiced against them some while back. It's gonna make it a bit harder because we don't have the tendencies and what maps they like to play and all those things. And it seems like Config is getting back into shape, so I think it's gonna be really fun playing against them.
They had an HE, they could probably get rid of him right now. Bobski peering into it, takes one down with the AWP, and again, time is running a bit low. Follow through, and Sanji with the bomb, he's stuck outside, and time is out, 10 seconds left. Buster goes down, and it's 16-14.
I definitely think coming up against Complexity, we have the advantage in a lot of aspects. We have momentum right now for victory at Flashpoints, and the last 3 weeks have been going really good. So I think if everything goes as planned and we play as we have been playing the last 3 weeks in practice, I definitely think we have a huge advantage. And Complexity has been looking really good, but I think we're going to come in swinging really hard and show how good we are in this group. So it's going to be a really exciting matchup.
It is taking.
Yes, I think our internet here is starting to smell a little bit, but the internet always has a sort of a ripe smell to it, doesn't it, Christine and Jacob? It's kind of hard to really even put a finger on what that smell is that is the internet, but
sniff it out, Trey. See what you smell.
Yeah, I was thinking about sniffing it out, but I lost my sense of smell many years ago. So I can smell this at least. I can smell that Complexity are a big dog within this group. They have proven that they have what it takes, and actually making it easier was beating Mousesports the other day. Let's talk about Cole.
Yeah.
Oh man, Complexity,
ahead,
they look hot to trot. It's just like what you said. They look like a big dog. And yesterday when we spoke about them, we spoke about what kind of Complexity is going to show up. Well, they showed up and they showed us exactly that they are prepared Complexity. They've got a game plan, and the individuals showing up to boot to just back up their game plan, it just all looks kind of like a perfect picture. Well, at least it did yesterday, right? I mean, Poison, he looked like a player that wasn't going to miss a single shot. Obo, the entering, the pathing that he's taking to enable his teammates to properly trade off of his back. And I mean, we even saw the discipline coming out of these young players. So Complexity, they look like a very promising talent to be a contender for those top 10 teams of the world. And I'm excited to see exactly who shows up today.
Yeah, I mean, we did get that opportunity to talk to Jason Lake, which is cool because, I would invite just about any org owner of any of the teams that we have here in attendance at the DreamHack Masters. Come happen. I'm okay with that. I assume that should be a rightful thing. Now, a little bit further than that, you look at Complexity, Blame F, absolute unit in the middle. No disputing that. No one is ever going to say otherwise. But I think really and truly you can say otherwise. And maybe if you hear what they have to say, you'll believe a little bit more.
Versus Mad Lions, we haven't been doing a ton of homework on them just yet. Obviously, we will going forward. But I think in terms of preparation, we've just been focusing on our own game. We've been playing some online cups like Home Sweet Home, and also practicing it, just scrimmaging a lot.
Surely you do check car. There we go. The kill goes his way. Could toss that onto the site. There's no smoke to extinguish it, and it's gonna be the round going to Rush.
So there's a lot of differences these days in the Corona times with everything being online and qualifying for online to like play in an online tournament. It's very strange, and I think that we're just a LAN team in general. So overall, I think that I do miss LANs, and it sucks that we can't play them, but I know it's just like kind of we have to deal with it right now with what's going on and just wait for the future and see what it has to hold for us and Counter-Strike in general. Versus Mad Lions, I think it's pretty even kill. I'm not going to go into that too deeply. I just think that we do have better individuals and we have more experience and we've done more than them overall, I think. It's going to be interesting, but I know Blame F wants to win bad versus Peacemaker, so we're going to get the dub for him. The Juggernaut has been kind of weak lately, but we're going to come back strong.
Fist bumps are in order, and of course, that means that the game is just about ready to get underway. We do need to know what maps we're going to play, and I kind of teased you all earlier when I said it was time for map vetoes. I really mean it this time. It's time for map vetoes. Christine, tell us some of those stats you've got written on your page.
I'm very curious if we're going to see Vertigo come out here once again. Yesterday, I think we're going to see Vertigo perhaps because Mad Lions, I don't think they're going to be vetoing that one out. Once again, they fully believe that they've got those 7. Oh, it's on the screen as the producer tells me. I forgot to look at it. There we go. Mad Lions picking out that Vertigo.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's be honest, right? Because as we discussed yesterday, Christine, it's a map they've been practicing a lot, a map they haven't played up until this tournament, and the first debut they had, let's put it that way, wasn't really necessarily any good against big clans. So interesting to see that they still feel confident going for a pick like Vertigo, especially considering Complexity. The past 2 times they have played it, they won 16-9 and 16-9 rather convincingly. So very interesting for that. Mirage, Vertigo, I mean, both maps fit both teams, I'd say, and then Nuke as a decider. I think it's a veto that smells like a 3-member.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was the smell I was smelling too. I was wondering if anybody else smelled it because it kind of looks like it on paper at the very minimum. And of course, if we're talking about senses, is this going to be a hot one though? I mean, we talk about a 3-mapper, but we don't often talk about the fact that some of these maps are just a wash and they go completely in one team's direction. Are we expecting the firepower to match up today in the server?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And not only because of the fact that all these players seem to be hitting on all cylinders, but also we heard Rush talk about it. Blame F, he does not want to lose to Peacemaker. Peacemaker used to be his coach back in the heroic days, and there's some Danish rivalry here. There's some brotherly rivalry. I think this is going to be a banger of a match, banger of a series.
And Jacob, with the idea of Peacemaker, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun when you play against an ex-coach. It's always fun when you play against an ex-teammate. So you want to make sure to give it to him and make sure to win. Just looking at the odds that just popped up on the screen as well from Bedray right there, leaning towards Complexity pretty heavily, I'd say. And I'm not sure I agree with that. I think Mad Lions we gotta give them respect, right? They've been showing consistency for a long, long period. I know they haven't been playing anything for a month, and what we saw yesterday against Big wasn't necessarily good, but there was a big team who had, again today, showed up, beat Mouseport, so I wouldn't necessarily count them out of this one just yet. If I had to put my prediction right here, I'm saying it's a 50-50 game, and both teams can definitely win it out if they're playing well.
I don't exactly think that that's an actual prediction, but we'll go back and check the rules just in case you are right. I want to know kind of where the Twitch chat relies. What? Go on, Jacob.
You can just ask me what my prediction is.
I will in due time. But the people need a voice too, Jacob, and never forget that. What does Twitch chat think? They think Complexity are about to stomp all over your Mad Lions. How does that make you feel, Jacob?
That makes me feel good because I think the same thing. I think Complexity is the team that is right now looking super, super solid. And I think Christine is onto something when she's saying they are a little bit rusty. So Mad Lions, they can make it competitive. But if I had to choose a team right here, I'd say Complexity.
And Christine, obviously, you know, with our hot to trot, what are you thinking?
I'm still going to stick with Mad Lions here. Although I was thoroughly disappointed yesterday, this is a championship caliber team, or at least that's what they think, that's what they've said, and that's what I think. So I'm going with Mad Lions. They should impress us here today in this series.
Yeah, and it's going to be COL all the way. Let's just keep it realistic with ourselves. Okay, we're going to go to a break. We come back. We know the maps. We got Mirage first, Vertigo second, and a little bit of nuke action, a little bit of Nuke Town. And again, not Call of Duty. We're talking about Counter-Strike here. So we'll be right back after this with Mad Lions taking on Complexity for the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.
Well, hello there. Welcome back. And we've got another series about to begin, Hugo. This time, we got the Mad Lions boys in the server. I can't wait to see these guys going toe-to-toe with a couple of Danish brothers on the other side of things, Hugo.
Yeah, exactly. In the form of Complexity, a team that has looked very, very interesting inside of this group. Interesting is usually a negative word. In this case, it's positive, because Complexity, they've been taking scalps, Harry. They've been taking some big wins. And 2-0ing Mousesports yesterday was just the start of the group for Complexity. Big now sitting 2-0 up in the group as well. Complexity look to join them, and a victory over Mad Lions here would solidify that. But let's find out if that is achievable. T-side Mirage start for Complexity. It's their map pick to begin this series, and they're going to be going towards B as a 5-man unit. Not rushing, just a contact play. Blames on the P250, and plenty of util to go for this execute.
And a fast play. They're not going to leave us waiting around. Complexity, they do get shut down with the first two that try and gain some leeway into the site. Now Config, in a bit of Dane-on-Dane action here at B, has secured the control of the site. And we'll look to get this bomb planted. However, Bubsky still floating around over here at short, not able to find anything just yet. There'll be A-Core putting up the kill next time around and following up onto Config as well. It's only Blame F left standing. And so this round draws to a close. Complexity, they do get the bomb planted, but that really is about it. Outside of that one frag onto Asilian, nothing else really goes their way.
Yeah, nice shots from Bubsky, man. He's a real keen gamer, especially on those pistol rounds here for Mad Lions. And a nice little grenade from Asilian certainly slows them down as Bubsky picks up these kills. Just tapping into the apartments. Nice little retake there to start off the series. And Mirage, man, I'm glad we got this map here, right? We've done a bit of Nuke, we've done the Dust 2, we've seen Vertigo. Now we have a bit of a change here. So Mirage, very puggy map, very free map for a team like Mad Lions. And even though it's Cole's pick, it's one that Mad Lions are certainly going to be happy to play here. Who knows if that'll be the same moving forward into the second map. I mean, it is Mad Lions' pick, so you can imagine they'd be happy to play it, but it's not been a great map for them. Regardless, Complexity on a force, 3 AKs, and going fast into this A-bomb site. That plant in the previous round has given them the means to an end, but right now they're getting ended by Shush. He's going up the balcony. He's got the 3-piece, almost a 4K onto Config. It will be Blame F to keep this round alive for a minute, but Config now on his own, sees them both. Good shot, but the grenade is flying over, and even though he kills Asilian, it's a post-death round win. Mad Lions pick it up in the one-on-one.
Yeah, so just about getting that conversion on the board. And now sitting pretty at this 2-0 scoreline. Complexity just going to have to run pistols here and now. And so this should be a little freebie handed over to Mad Lions. I know about you, Hugo, but I'm very excited to see more of this Mad Lions squad in the server, because obviously they were playing in Flashpoint while we were doing Pro League, so we never really got to see much going on there, and they've certainly been making a bit of a ruckus, a bit of a statement in the Danish CS scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's not just cool to see this team from our perspective, but I mean, as already said, these players on Complexity, they are so ready for this game, right? BlameF, Config, two Danes, two dastardly Danes as well. They do not want Mad Lions to take this series over them. I've even loaded up a tweet from Config that he sent to Mad Lions yesterday. I'll quote him: "Good luck tomorrow, mad dogs, smiley face. You're going to bed." So strong words from Config here coming into this series. He's got a lot to prove now after that one. And we'll see if the jinx is real. Nice grenade. Util has been great so far for Mad Lions, blowing a lot of Complexity players out of these rounds. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, Harry, the first buy round of this game. Cole armed and dangerous with the AKs, and a bonus round still being run for the Danes. Ooh, it's a fast one. It's a fast mid-take. Nice movement from Bubsky, man. He just jumps up in the window smoke into ladder on the cinder box. Crazy stuff. He even gets seen while doing it. So there is info there for Cole. He should be ready for this position. Flash going out on the catwalk as a molly lands for Complexity. And Bubsky, the bomb is the first point of contact. He has dropped Obo and the bomb with it. Nice stuff from Bubsky. He's going to be able to escape, but meanwhile the A site's getting taken. Poison comes through Con with a double. Looking back towards Catwalk, Asilian can't afford to get aggressive here either with two AKs staring right at his face. Bubsky comes in connector, and he does get himself a kill, keeping things equal right now. If Asilian aggresses, it will be to his own demise. Blame is ready, and Config certainly was as well on the A side of things, dealing with that kill. Sorry, coming through the B apartments, and the bomb will be ending here as well. So Mad Lions know it. Full rotation coming through, and Shush is here as well.
Yeah, but for Shush and Bubsky, finding much in this 2-on-3 is going to prove to be a bit of a challenge, and they know it. You can already see that Shush has rotated out of there with that M4, and he's going to look to try and keep that in his hand until this round draws to a close. Now, if he does manage to hold on to this, the investment's coming back through for Mad Lions, and they're not backing down just yet. So, pretty important save that he is able to get away with it. Man, it's looking good for that right now. The only man who maybe brings a bit of danger, a bit of heat into this round is going to be Rush, waiting outside of the T apartments. Now, he's not really picking up too much of a pace here, is Rush, and that's good if you're Shush. Complexity, the rifles come out, and they immediately find their first round on the board on the back of one of these B plays.
Yeah, Complexity are certainly one of the more exciting teams to watch, recently that have made their way up to the tier 1 echelon of Counter-Strike. Very aggressive team with a lot of, individual capability. And fearless are Complexity. So we're going to see a lot of fast rounds from these guys, and maybe the A site will be met with one of them as well. Quick nades towards the ramp and up middle from Bubsky in the window. Triple A setup if you include Acor on the stair side. He's assisting mid early, but double play towards ramp for Mad Lions in tandem, getting up on the balcony at the right time. Cole don't realize, and nice shot from Shush, but it's only one, traded by Rush. Molly is down, Cole out, they're gonna run right past it, and to the death of this T side, everyone is gone, just Blame standing. A nice kill on the first, spray transfer to the second, Blame with a chance, and Bubsky will take it away, denied on the A site. Mad Lions stack has big effect. And Complexity with no bomb plant. Money gets thrown into question here.
And with us approaching that point, as you say, right, with the money now getting called into question for Complexity, this is running the risk of Mad Lions getting off to a very good start on Complexity's map pick. They've got a hero AK in this round. That's going to find its way on a Blame F shoulders. They've got to run through this Molotov, but it does get extinguished. The nades follow up. Everyone's pretty low as they trickle in towards this B site, but the rotations are just so fast from Mad Lions. Acor still here, still holding the line, and the nade is there to finish it off. Hugo, you said a few rounds ago the utility's been great from this Mad Lions squad, and that is still holding true. even as BlameF falls out from the apartments, he is meted by a nade, and that leads to his demise. 5-1 right now. Reinvestment back in for Complexity. Get to see the AWP over in the hands of Poison as well.
Oh, the cross. Oh, he misses the jump, unfortunately, this time around. You usually see two players cross there, and they'll usually boost on top of the cinder blocks and then run back. But hey, Bubsky has hit the jump before. He goes for it again. Doesn't work. Not a worry. He can safe rotate to B. He just wanted a fast position up catwalk, which enables him to take mid fights from that position before he should be there, before Complexity expected to be there. Nice shot from Poison. Patient in that smoke. He thinks he sees something. Akor gives him a jiggle, and that's enough for Poison to pull the trigger. 5-on-4 for Complexity in a round they must win. Down 5-1. They don't want to get swept here on this T side, not on the opener of the series. Flash into mid. Roy's looking to force fights. Config's close, though. He's waiting for it. And Mad Lions feeding the beast. Config with 2. He's waiting for the catwalk play as well. Not only is there that, but a man in the window still looking for fights. Bubsky hanging around. He's going to get one, but not the one he wanted. Obo coming from the top side, drops him, repeat off Cat, and Asilian dead as well after just one. Complexity are given the fights that they want to take, and they will take those fights. 2 rounds locked in. Mad Lions, their early streak is drawn to a quick close. Oof, this is a rough economical position to be in for Mad Lions, and AWP is available, but pistols and SMGs around it. It's a chance for Cole to break it back, start to build into this T side, and look at the confidence. Poison's running up catwalk with the AWP. Rush holds onto Palace, and he gets 2 for it. They just chase him down, they hound him, and he will be waiting for that. Bomb can go wherever the hell it wants now for Complexity, as long as they stay grouped. Mad Lions are split up, 1 per site with another man in the middle. This AWP is on A, and that's where the bomb is going. So the best chance for Mad Lions to win this round with the current setup is exactly what Complexity are giving them. But as I say that, Akor's going to rotate off of CT. He's going to gamble towards the B bomb site. Reconsiders, rightly so, sticks around, but BlameF drops Bubsky on Cat, and Akor, there's no reason to move now. May as well just hold the line as Complexity come through A.
Yeah, let's see if he can hold the line. Akor, first kill found, and actually, Asilian has deked down another, and that's enough for Complexity to decide, yeah, well, we've seen both of these players at A. One of them does have this rather large green weapon as well, so maybe we don't go that way.
What is this, their first Counter-Strike game?
He does have that big shooty shoot, and while BlameF going into the B bomb site, the biggest shooter in the business, he's gone ahead and opened it wide open. Cracked it wide open, that's what I meant to say. Akor now 1v3. Just going to have to save again for this man. Trying to hold on to the AWP.
Yeah, definitely probably one of the hottest talents in this server right now. Definitely probably, Harry. There's for sure some consideration there. Yeah, Akor looked nuts in Flashpoint, and I am very excited to see him here playing against Complexity, not really being able to put up a fight in this one as Complexity avoid that AWP, but a bomb planted and that force buy round for Mad Lions, well, it's not going to find too much. It will just be this 1 AWP and pistols on an eco round for Mad Lions moving forward. This is not only a bit of a rough one for the CT side, but also a chance for Cole to really build into this game now. Rush has saved the AWP from the body of Poison on ramp, and yeah, Mad Lions can't invest, so Complexity's chance to definitely make this 4 or 5 rounds up. So where do you even put this AWP? How do you set up here? Are you going to run an aggressive round if you're Mad Lions, or just try and rely on being a bodyguard to this AWP and picking it up once Akor dies? He is for sure going to look for fight, and towards the connector he sets his sight, but a quick Molotov denies him the presence, and he's going to push ahead of it. A dangerous decision. He can't bail from this one. He will burn to death if he does, and so if anyone comes, he needs to hit them, but Complexity will not enter middle. They're going to group with 3 towards B, as are Mad Lions on the CT side with this pistol stack. So Akor trying to get some information down lower, might get a kill, but just misses the timing. BlameF falls out of position, and Mad Lions is just wondering, where the hell are Complexity right now?
Yeah, this is such a passive hold. They're really just waiting to see if Mad Lions give anything up. And, you know, on the back of Mad Lions not actually showing their hand here, it might just force Complexity because they're looking like they want to set up for a B play. That bomb's rotated back through A. They're going to start to flash out into mid now, and the timing just couldn't be worse for Acor. He holds onto the top mid all round, goes to check lower, and the moment he looks away from them both, he gets double peeked from lower and mid. Gets caught trying to leave as well because he hears that flashbang going on out. Now, Roy doesn't last long. Rush, yep, well, we don't have to talk about that one, do we? Because he did win a major once upon a time. So he's actually allowed one freebie onto Obo.
What happens if he does it again?
I don't want to say, man, but
He's got to give you his major winning.
Yeah, I think that is the. I think that is the one. Yeah, here you go. You're bang on.
Yeah, well, a nice round for Cole, considering that was a B stack for Mad Lions with the AWP, you know, having all that info in middle. Cole do a really good job of you know, defeating the threat in that B bomb site, coming in on catwalk, splitting the site, and yeah, the pistols, Mad Lions, only pistols, not able to get anything done. Now is the big guns, and Shush is up on the balcony. He's had some value from this position before, but falls off as the smokes arrive. He's going to molly ramp. That will stall things out for Complexity. They've got some util of their own, though. That's a triple Molotov going over the top side as well. And Fast and Furious are Complexity. Shush looking for kills. He's got one. His teammates can't flash him out of this position. He's doubled it, eventually overwhelmed, but that's brought enough time that Acor has slipped into the sandwich from the stairwell. He's dropping everyone and everything. Finds the AWP as well at the end, and takes Mad Lions up to 6.
Yeah, these reactions from Mad Lions have been great, right? Like the speed at which they come in on these rotations, the kind of ability to play off of one another, it's all looking real good, and it does lead to a 6th round there on the board. I want to keep this going though, because Complexity, they really started to get back into the swing of this matchup.
Ooh, solo B setup. Bubsky, he went for that window jump again, and he missed it. It means he's late to B once more. It's not a problem, luckily, but it could have been if Complexity rushed. They had 4 in the apartments, and now they're going to start to peel away, send that bomb back towards middle. Still putting pressure on B while the players are here, but they can come out of lower and, you know, try and take some mid-control later in the round, knowing that at least the Cat player on B is going to be gravitating towards the site rather than short. Roy, he's pushed up in mid, but not to good effect. The flash is fantastic from Poison, and Config rids him of the round. Complexity take middle, and even with that Molotov under, it's not a worry. Flame can come in late if he wants, and he doesn't, because B is seeming like a tantalizing option now for Complexity. They're going to group. Bubsky has rotated away from this site towards Connector, or towards Window rather, and it's only Asilian here with the SMG. Not the gun you want for a lone B player, but what else can you do?
Yeah, Asilian gonna try and give us a silly one as he hides in this smoke with the SMG. Now, using this as the element of surprise, he'll hop on through.
Nice.
Oh, gets the reload off, but he's still alive. They still haven't found him. Needle in a haystack. This is far more deadly. This was a bit of a hello in a needle stack. And well, Blame F finally does deal with Asilian. A bomb plant now found. Acor and Shush left in the 2-on-3. Acor, he's had to save a lot in these situations, and it might just have to be that case again here. Complexity really doing this B site justice, and it feels like a bit of a shame, right? Because like you think about the impact someone like Acor has been able to have, particularly in these A-side executes. Whenever Complexity have gone for it, it feels like he's there to put up some serious numbers. Whenever they're going B, they're getting the kills so quickly that he doesn't really even have time to play into the round, right? And he doesn't want to hang around, doesn't want to risk giving the AWP away. So not even given a chance to play Counter-Strike in round number 11 here was Acor. 5 now on the board for Complexity. And this is where, you know, we might see them try and do something about this B-bomb site, right? Like, it might not be as simple as just throwing more bodies at the problem, whether it's aggression elsewhere on the map, whether it's, you know, trying to just look for a man advantage elsewhere. Quarter of Rush's kills so far have been on his teammates. That's all right. Not like he has 20 kills. If he had 20 kills,
yeah,
that would be
a really bad stat. That would get you banned in matchmaking, Harry. Way before that point. But yeah, I like that play from Asilian, right? He hides in the smokes. He really stalls things out. It's a shame that his teammate on the B site got deleted like that before Asilian even was in the smoke. So, you know, I imagine he calmed it, but, you know, it would be nice to see his teammate stay alive for Asilian to make that contact and burst through the smoke with 2, then his teammate can swing, but yeah, it just doesn't go that way, and so B gets lost, and Complexity keep building into this T side. Another eco for Mad Lions around these 2 rifles, but again, these USPs have been brutal. Nice shot from Blame, very fast in middle, rids the round of the AWP, no longer a factor here in this CT side, neither are any of the guns, because one by one they're getting dropped. Shush on the A site, Asilian tries to pick up that weapon, and Bubsky, who found the early kill with his pistol, is looking to do it again. He might have config, but he swings out and checks below him. Nice stuff. Complexity, get rid of that eco with ease. 6-6 now. A competitive start to this game. Mad Lions with money. I don't know if they're going to have the AWP, though. I mean, there has been a lot of savings, so in terms of loss bonus, Acor should have a good bit, and yeah, he will be able to buy it up. It's actually going to get dropped over from Asilian, but, that's fine, as long as it's in play. The one danger is now the B player has no utility, and so Bubsky needs to stay with Asilian, but maybe not, because it's a fast A play instead.
And there's that AWP of Acor springing to life, getting a chance in this round, and all the flashes. Roy can't see anything, but he's still putting up numbers. Poison and Blame F. 2-on-5. They try and pick up the pace into this A bomb site, and that's a decision they might come to regret. Horrible thing about this as well is like the bomb was the second man in, and so it's very, very deep within the site. This isn't even a situation where if you're Complexity, you can try and fight for a bit of control. You can try and get that bomb out of there. No, it's committed to A, and you are committed to A as a result. Mad Lions, they haven't like heftily rotated just yet because they're very much worried about players coming in on a long lurk. And now with utility coming out of the ramp and palace, they do rotate everyone round. And so Blame F here in a 1-on-5, nothing's going to present itself. Roy and Acor, they lock down this A site single-handedly, or I guess double-handedly between the 2 of them.
One-handedly, because each person has 2 hands, Harry.
That is true, Hugo. Cannot dispute that. Maybe they work on a one-hand system at the Mad Lions household.
One behind your back.
Don't know what the one-hand system is. Doesn't sound great, and not something I'm probably ever going to talk about again, but let's see. As Complexity, they get out over here in middle, and they've got a smoke in the window, smoke at short side. This is going to give them a nice little avenue down into connector.
Oh, that's a great shot from Poison, considering the flash comes in deep and he flicks towards Asilian. Start for Complexity towards B, and they're just going to bail. What it does is force a rotation. The AWP has already left A, and that's exactly where Col are heading. There is still a double ramp setup, but Config in the connector can come in on a massive lurk here to disrupt things. The key is, do Complexity realize that this is a double close ramp setup? Because Config actually can't stop either of these players in their current positions. The one-hand band that is Mad Lions looking to make a bit of a musical appearance down towards the ramp. And, oh dear, the flash misses. Shush gets away with a kill. There's the trade, but that has come at a cost too great. Another shot coming out of Roy, but traded immediately, and Acor's been given time to rotate back towards his site. They don't know it just yet. He's about to surprise, hits a shot onto Rush, won't get the killing blow, and will have to fall off and wait for the flank.
Yeah, but all this time he's bought, all the attention, all the spotlight is on Acor right now, when really they're not ready for Bubsky, and he almost tears the round away from them, but they do adjust. They do deal with him on the ramp, and now the boost up on over. Not able to deal with Acor back in CT. He's followed up, and now 6 points of health. It's Acor versus Obo. Obo going to get up on top of triple, back in with the CT peak again, but he's tried this once, and Acor was ready for it. Playing around the triple box and trying to use this bomb to his advantage. Obo gonna get away with the frag, and he does best. Acor there in the head-to-head. 7-7. This game is split right down the middle, and with 1 round left to play, Complexity are doing everything they can to move into the second half with that 1 round advantage. And this round was a pretty key one to pick up. Acor, he does still have the AWP, but he doesn't have armor behind it. The rest of the gang have had to take a bit of a hit in terms of the weaponry. Utility isn't great. You've got enough to go around, but it's not full by any means. And you also don't have a defuse kit. And you think about how often these rounds have come down to the retakes. Well, this might force Mad Lions to get aggressive, and that's exactly what they're doing here, and to their demise down in the lower tunnels. Obo with a stellar trade there. They double up, they deal with Blame F, but Obo, he's looking out for his leader.
I mean, how the hell does he kill both players there? Like, one, that's fine, but the transfer, oh no for Mad Lions, because they are down a man in the last of the half. Shush has cleared the palace, but his running, oh, it's a signal, it's a sign. Rush hears all of it, and the site is mine, he says. He's going to take a quick kill. Bomb's actually out on B. Asilian's in the apartments. This is a mess. A-Site's been lost, but Complexity is still fighting for lost ground, and now the orb fires off, hits Config low. He's trying to escape. Obo has the balcony player trapped, but he falls into the site instead. Asilian now last alive. Acor has been picked up, luckily enough, by Rush, and it's going to be Asilian running the gauntlet. He is dead in a second. He's killed Config, but Rush should have the drop, and he does. That got a little sweaty with the bomb being lost on the A-bomb site, but it will be converted at the end of the half. 8-7, split down the middle. We'll be back in a moment for the second half of Mirage. Don't move a muscle.
Something I need to erase. This your guilt that I know I must face. When I picture your voice, I can hear from the side, not alive. Leak your eyes, but now I can sleep. This your guilt I know I must face. When I touch your skin, I can feel I'm dead inside. I'm alive. This is the end of it all. Why can't they see? What's wrong with me? I reach to you. What's wrong with me? Touch the mist that taunts me today. Like a dream you keep flying away. From the corner of my eyes I can see it's a game. Like a knife and I know that I can hurt you. Like a dream you just keep me away. In this world, in this blood, I know I have you. It's no use, run away. Why can't they see? What's wrong with me? I reach to you. What's wrong with me? This is the end of it all, yeah. Listen to me, get away from me. Listen to me, get away from me. Listen to me, get away from me. Listen to me, get away from me.
Wow, boy, what a first half. Complexity and Mad Lions stood going toe-to-toe, and it is as close as they come. 8-7 at the end of the first half of play. You just saw the odds there from the wonderful folks over at Betway, and they're looking a little convinced by what Complexity are bringing to the table. Now, Poison staring longingly up into the top of mid, hoping that someone on the other side meets his gaze, and he certainly might. BlameF, a little bit of a decoy there to try and draw them in. He peeks into top mid, gets the info, doesn't hang around. And there's no peek on the back of it. Mad Lion's still just waiting. Now, Asilian is the player waiting behind this little double stack. With Shush and Acor lying in wait, he could try and flash on over to allow for a mid-peek, but instead, they're going to look to run the gauntlet. Now, there's a lot of players here for Complexity. Molotov going to head on into the window, and that will deny one of these angles. BlameF decides he wants another go at the top mid play. And Config is going to keep this in the advantage of Complexity. Now, Poison in the window doing even more damage. And just being a nuisance in this round, it's all left on to Bubsky in the blink of an eye. A 1v4 required here from this man, and he does have the bomb on his back. He's got an up through cat. That one Glock shot has given away his position, but he's light on his feet, and his fast footwork have gotten him over towards the B bomb site. Now Rush was pushing all the way through the apartments, and while this could serve as a way to deal with Bubsky, something he's definitely not going to be ready for, it might allow a bomb plant at a bare minimum here for Mad Lions. And indeed it has. Rush arrives a little bit too late to stop the plant. Bubsky domes the first. Oh, and the follow-up onto Ovo. Now, looking for even more. It falls onto Rush in the 1v1. Bobsky,
No
surely
way.
not. 1v4, and he locks it in. They let him get the bomb down at B, and then he turns on them, and he puts the round on the board for Mad Lions. There is no way that that one should have slipped through the net. There is absolutely no way that he should have got away with this round.
Excellent shots, though. You got to give it to him, right? Not just well played, but he hits every dink he needs to. Bit of a pistol player is Bubsky. He shut them down on the USP round towards B in the first, and now a 1-on-4 in the second has kept Mad Lions in this one. Not just kept them in this one, but pushed them over the line, or at least this round should, right? Complexity, look at the buy. It's 4 HE grenades. They want to blow Mad Lions out of this round. Oh dear, Poison. He's got to fall back. Nades towards middle. Mad Lions holding very passive here. Look at their investment. I mean, it's hardly pretty. SMGs on 4 of them. And with armor on it, almost everyone on Complexity, at least to the full amount, right? That means these SMGs aren't going to be nearly as effective as Mad Lions hope. That being said, still shouldn't be a threat, you would think. Mad Lions moving up towards ramp. Rush is close. His grenade's not going to have any say in the round here by the looks of things, because he can't pull the pin when they are just this close round the corner. Util going over, he can comp all of this. He knows everything now. And the flash misses as well. They jump, he misses. Ascinian with the opening kill. Mad Lions now flooding the bomb site with Molotovs, with smokes, with flashbangs. Complexity can't see a thing. They can't get a fight. Config spams through the smoke. Poison looking above one as well. And he hits a no-scope onto Shush. That's ridiculous. Cole, a player up rather, but with no kit. They've certainly got to be considering this retake.
Yeah, the nades have even rained in and done more damage on top right earlier on in the round as this push was coming through. So every one of these guys on the Mad Lions side is tagged bar A-Core. And there's the follow-up tag from Config to drop another.
Oh.
Well, round's over. And wouldn't you know it, Complexity, they've done it with the Deagles, with the Force Spy. They find it all. Those nades, they were great as well, right? They hold on to them. They don't get it out right away. They wait and see for that play to come through. They nade stack the ramp. It brings everyone low. It allows Poison to get that insta-kill with the no-scope on the scout. And then the rest of the gang all just start hitting shots. Like Config deegs a man through the smoke. That flick onto Ascilian. Every one of these shots is wild.
And you want to know why they're getting away with it. It's because of the SMGs, right? That was not a great second round buy. Mad Lions wanted the utility, but it comes at the cost of having weaponry. And as a result, you know, you just can't win those fights as cleanly as you can with an AK with a couple of bullets. You saw multiple kills in that replay there for Cole where they would get deegs, they would take a couple of SMG shots, and they AK, then I don't think, you know, those shots would have even missed, or the Deagle would have had time to fire. So yeah, Cole just saved himself with that force win. Now Poison, oh no, he has just had enough. It was only an eco for Mad Lions, but it won't be too much of a problem for Complexity. Up to 10 now on the CT side. We have the buy for Mad Lions in the second half. First full buy, and all the AKs, which is a good sign.
Oh, and I like what Complexity are doing here. Rush just barrels through the molly at ramp. On the moment they learn that there's any presence from Mad Lions in mid, he takes his MP9, he rushes ramp with it. And now he's going on a huge flank early on in this round. Now, it might not ever materialize into anything. Thanks to that kill from Bobsky over at B, the site's been open wide up. And so we're never really going to get a chance to see what this flank over.
Yeah, I think that is probably the case, unless Cole get given a free kill here. If someone overextends, Complexity might go for it, but that would require a mistake. They know that they can just win the round by tucking in tight with the crossfires in a 5-on-4. So that they do. Bubsky deep in apps, making sure the backline's covered, and Cole just saving their guns. They get out at least with 2 rifles, but 2 SMGs as well. So exits would be, you know, highly regarded here for Complexity if they can find some. Obo's looking for one of his own, but Bubsky's not pushing the apartment, and they will save in the market. That's a really good call from Mad Lions, because while they know that Cole, you know, are getting away with guns of their own, Mad Lions want to build their economy. They want to keep as many players alive in these early rounds that they're winning, so they can actually have money to fall back on if they do lose a round. So with 5 alive, there's 2,700 in the bank after the buy. Some pocket change for Mad Lions as Complexity still hold a 1-round lead. The AWP has been repurchased for Poison, and let's see what it can do.
Yeah, this mid control looks to be the aim of the game again for Mad Lions. As Smoke,
Careful.
BlameF playing very, very close to the fire. Trying to hide under the nose of Mad Lions, and
Right.
oh, BlameF,
yeah.
it's spreading, run, and he does get out. He lives to tell the tale. A little bit burnt, a little bit crispy, but still the man advantage going in favor of Complexity. And amongst all this, though, Cillian has snuck his way up through Connector. Little slimy man getting in the back line of Complexity, puts it into a 4-on-4. The bomb is setting up outside of B, and so while Cillian is doing all this in the back lines, causing all this confusion, all this mayhem, oh, and even then he hears a rotation config over towards A. That was designed to try and bait the peek in, and it does work, but it's left the B site with just 1 player on it, and now if you're Mad Lions, you know the time to go is right here, right now. And this B site does belong to them. A bomb plant to follow, and a 3-on-3 retake required from Complexity.
Yeah, he fakes the plan, but he needs to get it down soon because they're already starting to surround the site. Blame is coming from under and cleared out the apartments. And no one knows right now for Mad Lions. They're not even considering it. No one's looking as Acol will finally turn around, but he has got to pivot between that and the market with the Molotov next to him as well. Blame, his barrel's been spotted and his head's been removed. Acol with a big kill in the post plant. Or waiting for the repeat, and he is gifted that at least. Poison has the info on one of these players, but he doesn't know Roy's on Cat, and deep indeed, he finds a kill. It's just Config running for the hills, and Mad Lions, they're going to find 10, equaling up with Complexity here. A competitive game on our hands, Harry. We wanted nothing less here for Group B. Especially after, you know, Mad Lions, they lose yesterday, right? They fall to big, and I think we were a little bit, you know, kind of soured by that one. We wanted a little bit more from Mad Lions after their Flashpoint win, but now put that in perspective, right? Big 2-1 mouse sports as well, so Big are looking like a real powerhouse, and you know, maybe that loss for Mad Lions isn't as shameful. I use that word; it's not a good word, but you know, maybe it doesn't hold as much weight anymore. Either way, Mad Lions building into this game, 10 rounds to their name, and a fast A play with no one here to stop it.
Yeah, Russia's got the information, but that's really all they've got. They know that it's coming, and that's not going to stop it getting up in your face and tearing the A site apart. Oh, BlameF spots the flash getting lined up and does retreat away. He's going to try and line up one of his own, but this might just have to be the save. Config has delivered that 1 kill, and BlameF has flashed him into CT. They try and pressure Obo, and Obo does get a 1-for-1 trade-off before he gets dealt with. Complexity still really toying with this idea of going for the retake because they've been able to get it close. They've been able to get it into a doable situation, but that smoke will seal the deal. They are just trying to save.
Ooh. Run.
And I tell you what, man, like this whole series is a very interesting one, right? Because Mirage, it makes sense that it's close. Like, you know, we kind of expected that. It's a pretty middle ground map for both of these teams, and it's one that they both elect to play a fair bit. I say middle ground. I meant like it's a middle ground matchup because it's a good map for both of these teams. Sorry, you know. Then Vertigo coming in as this second pick from Mad Lions, a map that they are yet to win on, a map that they don't play a hell of a lot. To me, that suggests that they've been putting in some mad homework and they've been really trying to craft something on this map.
That or they're mad lying. I mean, I don't know which, Harry.
They're just calling the bluff of Complexity, like, yeah, we got this. No, man, I always think it's exciting when things like this happen because you just don't know what to expect from Mad Lions. So this first map of Mirage carries that much more weight as a result as well. Acor opening this round up. Man advantage taken for Mad Lions, and need to follow to do a bit of damage in return, but it's not really the trade that Complexity were hoping for. They're looking for Shush down in bottom mid, and he's made very quick work of this Com player. Now Poison had a chance there, and he will get one, but Shush has kept it in the advantage of Mad Lions. It's only Obo left. There's a lot of players moving into his crosshair now, and he is going to answer with the first two. He's dropped the bomb out in the open. Acor and Shush, they are both in connector. They were trying to come up and wrap into this A site, but the molly that was thrown in from Shush delays them. And this has given Obo a little bit of time. He's re-aggressed all the way through B, set up to try and cover this cat, and they're planting open, but he's missed the shot, and now they know a safe plant in behind default. Obo 1v4, turns 1-on-2, and still in with a chance, but the bomb now working against him.
That molly is going to push Shush out. It'll burn him to death. Obo, he's in a clutch. He's in a one-on-one. And Acor's giving him the position. He can't get the kill. Acor clutching it out with a rifle. No AWP needed, but he'll save it anyway. Mad Lions up to 12. A round that should have been theirs anyway, but certainly got made closer than it could have, or than it should have been, maybe. Obo, really nice try there. Even with the cat flank. If he dropped the bomb from that cat position, oh, that's his round, but yeah, missed shots, and it's going to cost them. Mad Lions now take a 2-round lead, and yeah, like that's the thing, you know, Complexity, they need this map because they're not sitting here in TS going, oh yeah, it's fine guys, don't worry, if we lose this, oh, they've never won Vertigo, we'll be okay, you know, because it's not a comfort map for Complexity. So that's in the back of your mind, you know, you need this game. Well, Mad Lions, if they have done their homework, if they have done their prep, then that second map could certainly be difficult for Complexity. I don't know. Maybe it won't be. Maybe Kolov worked it as well. Who knows? That's the secret. That's the special sauce, Harry. Anyone could practice. So goes both ways here at the Mind Games. Mad Lions, they go both ways. B and then A as they leave the apartments back through the spawn. Double AWP up for Complexity in this round. And none of them on the A site either, which is a bit of a shame. Config's on Cat watching apps, and Poison is sitting in the window. It's going to be down to Rush on default to put up a bit of a fight. Blame can flash behind him, and he is lining one up right now. Complexity seem pretty ready for this A execute.
Something that could prove to be pretty key is Blame F over towards Connector, right? Still holding on to this flashbang, still keeping that in his back pocket. And from this position, he can flash Rush in for peeks from this default box. That's usually how you see teams try and play around this at the A site. And Rush even holding on to some utility of his own. He's going to dumpster that now. Blame F still holding on to his. Now throws the flash out. And there's the peek from Rush on the back of it, but he's only good for one. This A site now belonging to Mad Lions. A bomb plant to follow. And another retake for Complexity. They do have a kit this time around, and Poison gonna land the no-scope. Oh, up into the apartments or palace now, raining down even more damage. And Poison looking to be the spearhead, looking to be the driving force in this retake. Oh, both AWPers missed, and Acor given a chance to get away, but not for long. The cleanup crew arrives, and it's Poison and Obo to get the job done. 11 on the board for Complexity. They stopped the Mad Lions that were running amok in that A bomb site.
I love watching Poison on the AWP, man. Bulgarian AWPers in NA teams. I mean, name a more iconic duo. This guy's sick. Cirque showed a lot of success in EG. Poison, he's got a big career in front of him. To think he's in only the early stages as well, right? His debut couple of years at this level, and he's really showing us what he can do. That pistol round clutch from Bubsky was his first 1-on-4 since 2017. That's pretty mad. Yeah, like that's crazy, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, tactical pause, and I think justifiably so, right? Because, you know, you're Mad Lions at this point in time, and yeah, you've kind of been running the board in this second half, but Complexity are right behind you, and with each round that has gone by, Complexity, it feels like they've been getting closer and closer to edging one their way, and they finally were able to do that here and now. And think about the amount of times, Hugo, where we've seen these like one-sided second halves looking great for one team, and then all it takes is for the guys that are falling behind to get that one round on the board, that one push in the right direction, and suddenly they can just come alive. And if you're Mad Lions, you want to really have anything but that happen.
Lots of mid control taken. Double smokes towards top con and window. This is especially good because it pretty much means you can't play catwalk if you're complexity because of the con players on the T side.
Yeah, something that's a little bit curious to bear in mind is that bomb still all the way back up in T apps. So with everyone down here in mid, one of these players is going to have to go back and get that. And so either this isn't the A commitment and it was never going to be the A commitment out of the gate, or this is accidental, and this feels more like the latter. They will send Asilium back to go get it. You know, that's kind of put it on the IGL, just, yeah, mate, go get that bomb.
Yeah,
he knows he's got to.
I wonder how much faster they wanted to run the round, right? Like, maybe they wanted to go really, really quickly. The smokes have certainly been stalling, so it's fine. It's not a problem for Mad Lions, but the complexity are going to start to get curious, and they're going to want answers. Blame, he's got info. He knows they're in con. He has to back up, but there's a player in the window as well. Nowhere is safe for Blame. There is enemies around every corner, and especially in front of you. Shush with the entry. Ramp control has been taken by Cole, but they've lost the CT spawn. It's up to Rush to put up a big round here for complexity. Otherwise, Mad Lions will just be able to slip in the knife.
Yeah, I can't deny the bomb plant, and that was the kind of biggest hope that he provided. Now with the bomb planted, Rush is trapped at ramp. They know he's here. They are watching him. He gets a dink off onto A-Core.
His team are just saving.
Yeah, they're not even moving. So they're saying, like, Rush, good luck, man. You know, we've always believed in you. We know you've got it in you. You've got a big brain on your shoulders, big heart, and even bigger talent. But good luck out there.
I want this all.
It's cold on these streets, but you'll be fine. And Rush, he will get out of there in time. He's able to elude the players in the site and escape with his life for now.
Mad Lions weren't too keen on fighting him either, right? They don't want to give him away back into that round. Great entries from Mad Lions, dropping poison with the AWP and CT as well. He's playing in front of the boxes towards triple, and that's a bit of a problem. Blame gets nothing done from the connector, which is a bit of a rarity to see. So with that happening, yeah, Mad Lions, they're going to take it, and they're going to force a pause from Cole, the first of 4 available in this map for complexity. Well, maybe this might not be the win for Cole. Maybe that's what you're hinting to, Elliot. Who knows? Maybe. Because Mad Lions, they're only 3 rounds away from taking this over the line, taking Cole's map pick in the series as well. And of course, moving us to Vertigo, where no one knows what's going on. Least of which us. But you shouldn't be surprised by that. The AWP, anyway, back out for Poison versus A-Core. We haven't had the head-to-head. Not a lot, at least, but it has been here at the very least. Poison, ooh, he's so blind, but he at least navigates his way back into connector. There's the head-to-head, and A-Core gets ahead of Poison with a man advantage. Mad Lions move into middle.
Yeah, now up through the connector again. Now, once again, this bomb is left back in T-spawn, but it's not been a problem in the past. This time, Config and Blame F putting up numbers, though. They look to make it a problem. Roy does get out through ramp, and he has got himself a bit of a foothold here. With Rush hidden in Sandwich. He is an unknown entity. Roy's got no idea. He'll back up into him. And this leaves it all on A-Core. 1-on-3, a 12th round looming for complexity. Another chance to get this game even closer.
Ooh, ladder.
He's heard it. Flashes out for Rush, and I think you would have seen him there on that peak. It feels like it, but maybe not. He's gone back under. A-Core ducked on down. Looking for this kill. Will land it, but there's the re-peek from stairs. And Config is quick with the trade. 3 in that round. And a 12th on the board for complexity. This game continues to get closer, Hugo. And now with no money in the Mad Lions bank accounts, we could see this game go 13-all here.
Oh, yeah, we've had some great rounds in play as well in this series. So, hey, give me as many as you want. I'm not going to complain. I've got nowhere else to be. And neither to complexity. They're going to bleed out this pause from Mad Lions, the third. Hey, I mean, both teams like Mirage, I guess. And that's why this series is so cool, right? Because we have this map that both teams frequent, both teams play, both teams have been really successful on recently. And then you have this map that neither teams play, neither team has had success on, and you don't know what to expect. So, yeah, it sets us up for a 2-0, very likely. For who? I don't know. But momentum holds a lot of weight in the game of Counter-Strike. And Mad Lions are really putting a stop to the momentum of Complexity. A couple of pauses back to back here for Mad Lions. Did they use all of them? Like 3 of them in a row? I swear it said 3 out of 4. Maybe I'm crazy, but either way, they've used a couple at bare minimum. And now, with a bit of a low economy round, they're going to look to dig themselves out of this hole. Force buy right back in after Complexity won the previous round, and oof, look at what they got to show for it. 1 AK, that's it.
Yeah, you know, this is a very ballsy call to make, really at any point in the game. But at this point in the game, like, this is the ballsiest decision you could have made. They've gone for a full investment. They're trying to dump it all into this B-bomb site, and it's got to come up successfully. It's got to come up in favor of Mad Lions, or else things could go very, very wrong. And already Config and Obo laying down the pain. Obo's getting isolated, getting spammed into the ground, but he's still alive. Obo running for the hills, doesn't quite get away, and Bubsky has brought it down to a 1v2 from a 1-on-3, but the nade has brought it down low. We've seen Bubsky deliver us some stellar clutches at this B site. Now he's looking to do it again. Bomb planted, that's in his favor, but there's the peek in from Rush. The defuse gonna come through. A bomb plant for Mad Lions at least gives them a little bit more money, but I don't know, man, they're at what, 2 loss bonus right now? That is not a great place to be. They give up this 13th round. They're going to be partially investing into this one here and now. And so realistically, you know, as long as they kind of invest as you're imagining, this is going to be 14-13 before a full buy comes in for Mad Lions. That's not to say they can't get it done with the pistols. You know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, for sure. But let's not bank on it here, especially after a B-site rush got shut down in the previous, and now they have even less to do the same. That being said, 1 man on B alone. Poison's pushed up on Catwalk, and Obo's got to be very, very careful about how he picks his fights here. He's actually going to choose to give up the site mainly, throwing a resmoke in, but it's all too little too late. They've gone for the rush. Obo putting up numbers, getting 2 down. Poison with the AWP on Cat has come back at the right time. Obo's dropped the bomb, and it's all on Acor here with the P250. Does get that dink onto Obo, but past this point, can we really expect anything? Well, another dink perhaps, but still not more than the damage. Poison hits the flick, and Complexity take the lead, 14-13. Those are some cool camera shots from the guys at Complexity. Are we in a movie?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. That was sick. It looked like we were in like a trailer. And I mean like a movie trailer, not like the thing you attach to the back of the car. But really, I'll take either or at this point. Let's keep this show on the road. And Poison looking down into mid with his AWP, not quite able to find a shot through that smoke, and players do get out into mid as a result. Now Poison going to repost himself up in the connector, and he's looking for a player crossing. Once again, these pesky smokes. He's thinking, like, man, everywhere I go, they throw one of these things. It's a nightmare. And well, do you want to know why they've done it? Because it's given them a path up through short into the B-bomb site. And once again, they deal with the solo defender here. This time, Obo is not able to put up numbers. And so this bomb plant is going to come through for Mad Lions at a very important point in the game for it. A 4-on-5 retake now required from Complexity if they want to deny this 14th round to the Danes.
Bomb has been planted.
There's the plant, but no movement on the mini-map from the blue. Complexity in a sea of thieves is just going to look to save. Want to get away with anything they can. They don't want these rifles ripped out of their hands by the Danes, and Complexity that's such a rough call to have to make, especially considering they have so much money as well. But that's the danger of running a solo man on a bomb site, right? Poison's been very mobile on the CT side, which isn't even necessarily a bad thing. It's great to see your AWP be mobile, but it's not like he's been getting all these opening kills and making it worth, because in back-to-back rounds, Mad Lions hit the B site fast, and in this one, they actually turn it around and you know, win it. That's 3 B plays in a row. 2 of them bomb plants, 1 of them a conversion, and 14 found with 5 alive. Mad Lions at least have the money to fall back on to take us to overtime or even a victory here. Complexity, same story. This is actually great, Harry. We rarely get this. We're in a position at 14-14 where both teams can buy up until this game is done, or in overtime. So it's not like we're in the situation of whoever wins this round is anti-ecoing for a victory. OT is a big possibility, and you know, a map win is a big possibility, but you need to win 2 rifle rounds, and that's what we like to see here at DreamHack Masters. Poison with the AWP, he has got been taken down rather. The fast play up middle for Mad Lions. Once again, net to a kill, and this entire area has been conceded by Complexity.
Oh, Config down here in the lower tunnels. He is really behind enemy lines, and that's going to work in his favor. He's actually cut them down. He's re-secured control of mid. The A site's fallen somewhat in the meantime, but BlameF has kept it up for question here for Complexity. Asilian's got to go back and get this bomb again. That's another time now that it gets left back in spawn. And it's not like, you know, times of old where Asilian's doing this little jog, he's getting the bomb and he's going to go return to all his friends. No, he's now out for revenge. And this is very much a revenge story. Asilian, 1-on-3. Trying to keep the dream alive for Mad Lions. And this is a very tall order indeed. And he's going to head on down towards Connector. Much to his dismay, Complexity, they have stacked 3 players up in jungle and CT. It's not every day that you see a CT side holding this position. They're waiting at the cross, and Asilian doesn't check it, does get shut down.
I love that setup because they're just playing for the win. They're just playing for the trade. They say, I don't care how this happens, we're going to make it happen, and we're not going to give any way for this guy to clutch a 1-on-3. Very viable, right? If you split up there as Complexity, if you go 1-1-1, or even 2 per site, and 1 on their own lurking CTA or something, there's a chance you lose that round if your opponent just has a really good play. And so grouping up like that means that even if Complexity lost the first fight, there'd be 2 players to swing out and trade immediately. It's a good way of locking in a 3-on-1. Fast play in middle, denied by Poison. Overtime is on the cards here, but now a man down are Mad Lions. They've got to pick up the pieces of this round. Bomb back in spawn. Acor out of this one. Asilian's picked up the orb from his body. Acor was glass cannon, so at least this one is armored, but Config is armed and dangerous. Pushed towards the top of middle. He finds a player down lower. Does he know Asilian lurks behind the boxes? Config's figured it out, and the grenade, well, that will lock in the round. That might just lock in the map. Asilian wall bang before the explosion hits, and Roy and Bubsky in a 2-on-5 to get us to OT.
Oh, and Roy's been spotted. He struggled to find anything here on this lurk. The flash not going to help him. Bubsky all alone, and Config looking to solidify it with a 30 bomb. What a way to get it done. Complexity, they will take their map pick. We go the full 30 rounds, but they get it over the line. And I mean, with Config looking like that, with him dropping 30 kills in the server, you can see why he was so confident in his tweets leading up into this series, Hugo.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit scared of Config if I was on the Mad Lions side of things. But one thing that is in their favor is we now go to Vertigo, Harry, a map that, you know, again, we've already talked about. It's not been a good one for Mad Lions, but it's also not one that Complexity frequents. So if Mad Lions have picked it, they've surely got to have something up their sleeve. They've surely got to have some preparation, and hopefully they'll be able to surprise and impress us with it in that follow-up map. So stick around. We've got the desk coming up in a minute, and then the second map of this series. We'll see you soon.